Gal. How you doing, guys? How you doing?
Gas that space, kids up in the house.
You're muted.
Muted. You didn't want to hear us chatting on the phone. That's what it was.
She's never seen that.
Wait, hold on. Can you talk now?
Yeah,
Here
we
we
are
go. There we
here. We are here. How you guys doing? Thanks for having me on the show. It's been a rough weekend, but hey, we're here. We are.
Well, what happened, Rev? Why was it so rough, mate? What happened?
I got ollied. That's what happened. I got ollied. It's a new verb. You being ollied. It's you get high. Your number 10 finally comes back. Marcus Rashford, he scores, ties the game, and then 10 seconds later you concede. It's ollied. It's simple ollied. So yeah,
ollied.
That's what we're gonna say now. Ollied.
How are you, Gal?
I'm all right now. I'm just glad we're not doing this tomorrow because I don't think I'm going to be all right tomorrow.
Why? What's happening tomorrow?
Well, we've got Palace tonight.
Arsenal.
So yeah, it's going to be.
What time is the game?
8:00. Yeah, I just think that people are disrespecting Palace a hell of a lot. Arsenal fans in particular. So yeah, we're going to batter Palace. Got to batter Palace. We haven't beaten Palace. I think we've beaten Palace once in the last 4 seasons or something like that as well. And it's not just that. It's that when you look at the way Palace are playing football this season, they're actually really easy on the eye. They've cut out of that Burnley-esque mentality and are actually starting to play ball. And like if you look at the game that they played against Leicester, where they're just picking the ball around, Conor Gallagher just moving the ball around. I love how people are getting gassed off him right this season as well. It's like, hold on a minute, he was doing bits at West Brom last year as well. It's just a shame that West Brom are dead. You know what I mean? Like, but every game he came in and he turned it on. So this isn't a gimme tonight. I'm worried.
Is it?
I see a lot
of
Conte news trending.
Yeah, there's a lot of Conte news right now going on about his possible replacement to Oli. Fab reported, I think earlier today or yesterday, that Zidane. We haven't had no contacts with Conte or Zidane, but if the job was to be offered to them, they wouldn't deny it. Obviously, especially how Man U is right now, very few people would. But so it's not surprisingly. But we're not. We're backing him. The board is backing him. And rightfully so, to be fair. He has earned it, at least to the end of the season. But hey, it's do or die time.
You're done. Right, as you all know, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We really need to work on a new intro. But yeah, let's run that intro and we will begin the show. So today's show, we gonna be touching on Oli, and if he'll get sacked, and who will come in, who will do better, what's actually the problem at United. We're gonna talk about Chelsea, Tuchel. Is there actually something going on there in terms of are things going bad, or is it just a bad patch, run of bad form? And I guess we can touch on Salah, and he definitely is phenomenal. And anyone that wants to compare him to Hazard and say that Hazard is better are stupid. But I don't do name callings, but I may have to come in there because I don't know, man. If you can come in and say that Hazard is better, then I don't know. Hazard ain't even won Chelsea a Champions League, so. But yeah, we'll get to that. But we'll go back to Manchester United. Yeah.
What was that bit that you said in the intro? I want to make sure that I was listening right. You said what's going on with Chelsea and Chelsea having like beef with Tuchel or fans having beef with Tuchel. Did I hear that right?
Yes.
What? Why?
I couldn't tell you. Listen,
Champions League.
Honestly,
I'm
Chelsea
telling
fans
you,
are spoiled. You guys are spoiled. You're very spoiled.
It's mad. the things I've seen is absolute madness. But we'll get onto that when we get to that. So we'll circle back around and let's get on to Manchester United. So it was a shocking result this weekend for Manchester United. Was it 4-2 to Leicester? I for one was shocked because when I checked the score at first, it was 1-0 to United. And I was like, okay, United's got this, smooth sailing. I had some other stuff to do. Went on with my day. I said, oh, let me check the scores. I see full time 4-2 to Leicester. So I'm just trying to understand where it all went wrong. I didn't see the match because I was out. I'm yet to watch it back because I've been so busy. But what actually, Man United have a decent squad, which I don't understand why people think they don't. And I guess they're all saying it's Ollie tax, it's Ollie this and that, but it's got to be more than that at this point because the team ain't bad to be losing like that. So
I just think with Man United, that when they need to get a result, like when they need to, like when Ollie's under like the cosh, he will get something. Like when he's like under. Like he weren't under that much pressure to win this game. It weren't like his job was on the line situation or something like that. As mad as it sounds, I wouldn't be surprised if they beat Liverpool this weekend because that's what Ollie does. You know what I mean? Like it's just weird. It's a weird algorithm that goes on when it comes to his coaching tactic, and he will like. This is the first defeat that they've had since January last year away from home. First defeat. It's a madness. They've actually broke Arsenal's record from 01-02 and 03-04. But like, I think if you look at the isolated result, I don't think it's actually as bad as people are making out. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, it's not good because the isolated result, Leicester are a good side. Let's not kid ourselves. When they're at home and the King Power's rocking, it's a difficult place to go. They are in European football at the moment. They've done it. They've finished 5th in the last 2 seasons. They won the title only 5 years ago, which is what, 6 seasons ago. So they're not. You can't just like bat them off and pretend that they're Leicester from 2014-15 season and before that. But when you look at the bigger picture, it's not good because the next few fixtures before the next international break, they've got Atalanta at home. They've got Leicester at home. Liverpool at home on Sunday. They've got Tottenham away a week later. Then they've got the return game against Atalanta away. Then they've got the Manchester derby. These games are all the ones that are just before the next international break. But after the international break, it doesn't get any easier because it gets easy on the first game. They've got Watford at home. That's cool. That's a blessing. But then they've got the return game against Villarreal, and they didn't have it easy at home against them only a couple of weeks ago. Then they've got Chelsea away. They've got Arsenal at home, and Arsenal like playing against Man United now, so you can't even pretend. And then
for whatever reason,
and we don't. Yeah, it's taken like 30 years for Arsenal to enjoy playing against Man United. But then they've also got Palace, and that Palace game is going to be easy because Palace are a good side now. I'm not just saying that to try and deflect any potential drama with Arsenal, but like if you actually watch football and watch game by game scenarios and situations, you can see that Crystal Palace aren't the Crystal Palace that we've all know and we've all seen for years. You know what I mean? So that game, and Palace aren't scared of Manchester United either. How many times have they been to Old Trafford and done stuff? You know, whether they actually get a result or whether they put a lot of pressure on a team that Man United are expected to beat. So that's what I mean. If you look at the isolated result against Leicester, it's not as bad as everyone's making out. But when you look at the bigger picture, 4 defeats in the last 7 games, not cool, man. Not cool. But I'm neutral, innit? So I'm intrigued to see what Space says.
You know what? I'm actually taking those notes right now just to see where I want to start with this. But I guess we'll start with Ollie starting Maguire thing. I think Ollie failed Maguire. Not that Maguire shouldn't do what he should do as captain, but I really do think Ollie failed him in the sense that you said leading up to the game he didn't practice till Friday. No problems. Cool. So up till Friday, no problems. He practiced, no pain. All right, you're going to play on Saturday. I think that was a bit harsh to get ready to face the likes of Vardy, the likes of Iheanacho, the likes of Harvey Barnes or, James Maddison, Tielemans. Like, was unfair to him. And I've watching the World Cup qualifiers. Obviously, I'm watching Ghana, but I'm watching the other African countries. I'm watching Eric Bailly with Cote d'Ivoire. Eric Bailly is getting minutes. Yes, Eric Bailly is rash. Yes, Eric Bailly is made of glass. I hold my hands up. But for game 2 or 3, he could do the job. You saw what he did last year for us at pivotal moments when Lindelof was out, and obviously we didn't have a Varane. He partnered up, and we did a good job. So, yes, yeah, he's there. Yeah, he's there. So when we was doing that, it just, he just failed Eric Bailly and Harry Maguire, because now you have players like Van de Beek and Bailly. Is like, what are you guys doing? Now, all right, whatever. Let's move on to Bruno and Pogba. We don't have positional discipline. Bruno wants to do whatever he wants as a number 10. Pogba wants to do whatever he wants as the 6. Either there's positional discipline or one of them has to go and sit down. Something has to give. I don't know what's going to give. I don't know what they could possibly give, but something has to give, because it's so bad that when we attack and take risk, that's Ollie's favorite word. We're willing to take a risk. We live in this Man United past glory about taking risk with Sir Alex Ferguson. When we do take those risks, we are exposed. We have our behind, our back showed, like exposed. We are butterball naked, as we say over here. All right, like we don't have nothing on our backside. We're exposed, and look at what happens. So I think those two things played a problem. And last but not least, I honestly do think CR7 was addition by subtraction. What I mean by that is you added a great player, but you're subtracting the overall performance of the team due to that player. Now, Cavani, his work rate, we know what his work rate is. CR7 is not going to give us that.
No, of course not.
So it's even worse now. But all is not done. All is not lost. I really do think Rashford and Van de Beek will save this man's job. I said it last time I was on here. Rashford comes in, stretches the pitch. It confuses defenses. That's good for us. We want to run. We need our space. So now, like I said, Sancho now is going to go on the right-hand side. Rashford is back to the left-hand side. You're going to see CR7 in the middle. You're going to see a different Manchester United performances. And that is our saving grace. So all is not lost. If you know football, you know that we're going to score goals with Rashford. Came on first day, banged in less than 5 minutes. He's our real star boy.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's basically how I see it, and like I went through the same sort of thing with Arsenal beginning of the season, and I said like what we need to see is our team fully fit, and I'll make my judgments. I'll pass judgment fully when my squad is fully fit. Every single player is available, and then I want to see him pick the best 11 out of every single man. And then if we are still not performing, then I'm going to have these questions and arguments. You know, you got players out. You like players like Rashford, now Varane out for a hot minute. Maguire's only just come back. But one of the things that I wanted to ask you was about the Matic situation, because Matic is your only proper CDM. You haven't got another actual defensive midfielder. You got players that can play in that position, but you haven't got one guy to do it. And when Matic is not in the squad, every single Man United fan I'm hearing chat, where I'm reading Twitter, talking to my mates, WhatsApp groups, spaces, whatever. We need to start Matic next game. We need to start Matic and Pogba in the double pivot, and then we'll be all right. Rah, rah, rah. Well, this happened this weekend, and you didn't win the game. And Matic didn't exactly put in a 10 out of 10 performance. So I want to understand your thoughts on Matic, and anyone in the chat as well. Like, what are your thoughts on Matic, and whether you feel that he can still be an important part of Manchester United?
So yes, Matic. You know what? I'm looking at when Ollie first came in, and when was his best spell? And his best spell, ironically, was Project Restart. And when we played Project Restart, you had Matic and Pogba as our pivots. That's when we went on that mad run, just winning games for fun. Like it was actually a joke at that point.
Games or something like that, wasn't it? Mad game.
I forgot what it was, but it was a joke. And what I saw there is that you have someone in Matic that is disciplined enough and controlled enough and calm enough to make the right passes to read the game. The only
Mm.
the only negative thing about Matic is, and it goes across with United fans, is that he don't have the legs right now. He can only play one game a week. Well, we're
Mm.
Manchester United. You see the competition we're in. All right, granted, we're out of the Carabao Cup right now, but usually we're gonna be in Premier League. We're gonna be playing Champions League. We're gonna be playing FA Cup. We're gonna be playing Carabao. Like we're going to be playing 3 games a week.
Yeah.
Manchester can only play one, so it's hard for Ollie to now balance. That's why, as much as I don't like to say this, the best balance and best midfield for us is McFred as of right
It
now,
is.
until he learns how to incorporate Van de Beek into this pivot, which will be his saving grace. Because what that does is that we have the grafting of both Fred and McTominay. So even though they don't have touch, even though they don't have the pass, guess what? It lets our wingers do their job, stay up. It lets let Bruno be his false nine, secondary striker, do whatever he does, and then it lets those two just run around and control that pitch. That's why when we do play with McFred, even if we do lose the ball, you see that we're not as exposed. It's more controlled and it's more balanced. So and they're more positionally disciplined, and that's why, like, yes, we may be frustrated at Ollie for playing them,
Mm.
but truth be told, that's our most balanced midfield right now.
Yeah,
Manchester
I
United fans.
completely agree with you. And it's mad. Do you know what? Yeah, it's almost like I feel that they get. I honestly think they get a lot of unnecessary treatment. And like, don't get me wrong, I'll tweet about things every now and then, but it is all banter. It is all in jest because I watch Man United. Do you know what I mean? So I know the impact that they have. And McTominay is McTominay nor Fred, neither of them are flash. But I think people automatically assume because Fred is Brazilian, he's going to have all these flicks and tricks and all sort of thing. Well, no, that's not how it works. You know, that's not his job to do that. And I used to see a lot of him at Shakhtar, which is mad. And people go, "What was if you watch Shakhtar?" Well, yeah, because I'm a betting man, so therefore I'm watching live Shakhtar games on Bet365. Do you know what I mean? Other betting sites are available, but yeah. So yes, I do actually watch other football, and I have watched games when he's in full 90 minutes as well. The guy is a good player. He's a good player, and when you see him also playing for Brazil, we also see a good player in Brazil as well. But he's got Casemiro next to him, and that's the difference. And I'll say the same thing about Arsenal as well. Arsenal will play Partey and Xhaka, and Partey and Xhaka for Arsenal are exactly the same as Fred McTominay for Man United. And when you see any of those players play for their national team, all four of those, they will always have a defensive midfielder alongside them, and they all look fantastic. How good does Partey look? Partey bagged 2 goals during the international break. Xhaka in the Euros, one of the players of the tournament, I ain't even lying, because they had a defensive midfielder alongside him, and that's what you see.
So it's not a matter of ability; it's a matter of implementing that ability at a competent system to flourish. Because just like you said, Partey, he's our captain for the Black Stars, and I was so happy. I watched full 90 minutes, and he bossed the games versus Zimbabwe. Granted, it is Zimbabwe, but hey,
You got to play against them. You play against.
There's prem players in Zimbabwe. If you guys don't, there are prem players in Zimbabwe. One of them plays for Aston Villa, if I recall correctly. I forgot his name. Exactly. So Thomas Partey does that, and it's the same thing with United. I see when Pogba plays with France, Fred plays with Brazil, McTominay is scoring final second headers with Scott. You're not doing it with United, so it's not that you're not good enough. It's that the coaching staff are not implementing your ability to the current system for us to flourish.
100%. It winds me up. It really winds me up, honestly. I think I don't know if we're going to be moving on yet. I'll wait for Jay to come back before we move on.
Okay.
So I want to talk about Wan-Bissaka.
Okay.
Because I'm concerned about this kid, man. Because when the Wan-Bissaka that we saw at Palace, he deserved to get that move to Man United. He genuinely did. The price tag is irrelevant as far as I'm concerned, because one is young, 2 English/Premier League tax on top is going to be that. And if the club value that player at that price, that's how much you have to pay. It doesn't mean he's worth £50 million, but he's worth £50 million to Crystal Palace. So that is, I'm cool with the transfer fee. It doesn't bother me. What does bother me is his defensive awareness. And I've said this for a while now. I've said it on this show. I've said it on my show. I've said it on my old podcast too at top that I used to do as well, that the guy is a reactionary defender. He's not a proactive defender. And because of that tells me he hasn't got any tactical awareness. And that's nothing to do with the manager. That is an individual error. And I could pick out 2 errors in this game alone. And we could also talk about errors. I can sit down and watch error. But like the 2 errors that he made in this game was straight after kickoff. Why is he launching himself into Castagna like that? You know, that for me is like you didn't need to launch yourself. That tells me you weren't aware of your surroundings, or your positional awareness was off. So that's why you jumped into that challenge. And then the challenge that on Jamie Vardy, you know, Jamie Vardy is an experienced older head. But Wan-Bissaka's been playing at Man United for a couple of years now, and he's a professional footballer who's got international caps. So that you can't be blaming that situation on youth anymore. But that's for me.
So I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone right now. So what it is, I think is So what I think it is right now is that with Wan-Bissaka, there's two versions of Wan-Bissaka. There's the Tobey Maguire Wan-Bissaka, and there's the Tom Holland Wan-Bissaka. And those 2 versions come out with depending on the right center half. So I've seen Wan-Bissaka play with Lindelof, and I've seen Wan-Bissaka play with Varane. And I could tell you, when he plays with Varane, he's comfortable. He's assured. He's like, okay, cool, I can move up, because he knows that Varane has that pace to catch up to whatever defender. Another reason why he's so reactionary is because he gets away with it with how he's able to get his leg across defenders. So he's using that ability that he has, but to his detriment. So it's a matter of just finding the right balance for him. But I do think that they will, and we'll go from there. You don't want to put in someone like Devo for the simple fact that he does leave the right center, the right part of the field very exposed. He's very offensive minded, but he's defensively shocking. I would rather have Wan-Bissaka than Devo.
Yeah.
And with Wan-Bissaka, I really do feel like with a proper coach, you can teach those certain things and mechanics to get better, such as his end product, just like his positional defensive awareness. There's things like that. So Wan-Bissaka, you know, he's frustrating me, but you know what? I've seen improvement of his overall game from the first day he's been here at Manchester United, and you know what? That's all I can ask for as a fan. We're not perfect.
Fair enough.
I just want improvement and progress.
Yeah, fair. But before we move on, there's been a couple of questions. By the way, get your super chats in as well. If you want to do your super chats here, just super chat, and you get your questions asked straight away.
I'm back, guys.
What's up, Jay? Adaj has said, do you think players like Pogba benefit from slow pace of internationals? And MN also says, what about Sancho? But I'm going to stand here and defend Sancho first of all, right? Because I have a lot of time for Jadon Sancho, and when it comes to buying players, you have to play players in their positions that they're most comfortable with. And that's the reason why you signed him, because of what he was doing at Dortmund. So
Bundesliga tax.
If you're doing that sort of thing,
Bundesliga tax.
He had full freedom, but he's done it in international games as well. So
looks so amazing in Germany. Come to England and they can't kick ball.
No, come on, Jay. Let's have a proper
Bundesliga tax.
Because like end of the day, the reason why he looks so good is
Man City sold him for a reason.
Oh my gosh, Jay, you're taking the piss.
Yeah,
hey, Mac, continue. He's taking a piss. Let's continue.
Because look, Jadon Sancho, if you play Jadon Sancho naturally, and the reason why he made it so good, the reason why he made it to the name that he's got right now, then why are you not using that same method for Man United? The guy had a free role. When you see that starting lineup, it would always be like 4-2-3-1. He's out on the left or he's out on the right. But when he's in a game, he's coming deep. He's winning the ball. He's twisting up man, left, right, and centre. Why is he not? And it's almost like Man United are asking him to hang out on the touchline and whip balls in. When was the last time we saw Jadon Sancho do this?
Like I said,
I've never seen Jadon Sancho do this throughout his whole career. At youth level, when he was playing at Man City, youth level when he's even playing at Watford, because I saw him when he was playing at Watford. So like I know what he was doing. He was never getting to the byline and crossing balls in. So why are Man United almost trying to make him do that? You have spent all that money on this player, and you're trying to change him into something else. It's like Arsenal trying to change Theo Walcott into a right winger. That's stupid. He was never a right winger. He was a forward, and he weren't a very good one. But Arsenal tried to make him into a right winger. You're quick. You go out wide. We'll feed balls into you. You cross them in. That's bull crap, man. And that's exactly what's happening to Sancho right now.
So you think, before I answer this question, so you're thinking that he's being used the wrong way in Manchester United?
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
Like technically speaking, not even positionally, but technically speaking.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. He is not being used properly.
Okay. Okay, I could
Your
agree
camera's
with
frozen,
that.
by the way, Gav. Just like Sancho's career.
Oh wow, this guy.
I'm back.
But no, honestly, before we get, I don't want to stay too long on this. All I'll say is this: with Sancho, with United, traditionally, we want our wingers to get off on the side and create chances for whomever, whether it be a striker, midfielders, or score for yourselves. With Sancho, I think once again it's subtraction by addition. With CR7, we just see CR7 cross the damn ball. I don't give a damn. He's going to out jump whoever. He's Michael Jordan out this bit. He's going to jump, try and hit the ball, and that's it. So it's a detriment of that, but it's also a detriment of him not knowing the right position that he's going to be playing in. Like I said, Rashford being back for now, right-hand side, Sancho, you stay there. Learn how to communicate and play with Wan-Bissaka. You guys are going to be best friends, butt buddies. Left-hand side is done. We know who has that side. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Is there a way Cristiano Ronaldo can play left wing? Left what? Left wing forward? What the heck?
Yeah. So like a 4-3-3 wide left in that.
Okay.
Yeah. Not going to happen.
Boy.
And yeah, so like, yeah, Jay, but when you're talking about Bundesliga tax, and like Adaj said it as well, and I agree. Hwang couldn't bag for shit in the Bundesliga. He's come over to England and is now scoring goals. So Premier League tax?
Nah.
No, why not? No. Based on yours, why is it not Premier League tax?
Because Jadon Sancho is supposed to be this amazing talent, you know, and the Bundesliga, hold on. According to the Bundesliga, is supposed to be the greatest. So therefore, I expect anyone that performs there to come to the crap Premier League, and perform.
Who said it's the greatest?
You and Gav. Sorry.
It's my favourite league. And I think in terms of game by game, I think it is more competitive during a game.
It's not competitive. Everyone just goes full out attack. That's why everyone is always some high scores over there. It's just attack and inshallah. Attack and inshallah. That's why Sancho comes here and he can't do niche. Man's been here how much games? Nothing. No impact. Nothing. It doesn't work.
High scores. Here we go. Here's the fixtures from Saturday.
But let's answer this. Yeah? Is there a way Cristiano Ronaldo can play left wing forward regularly? Can we answer the super chat, please? The public has asked us the question. The public has asked us the question. We need to answer the question. We need to answer the question from the public here. With Armchair Critic. Thank you. Please, can we answer?
To put it quite simply, for us to be effective, no, CR7 cannot play the left wing forward position. Yes, he can interchange sometimes with Marcus Rashford, because obviously Rashford can drift inside if he wants to, and CR7 can replace him, so we can have that flexibility. But as a permanent change, no, I don't think it will be conducive to the way we play. We want to play quick attacking football now.
I would say no. The guy has to be up front.
In the Bundesliga, one.
But there's always high scoring going on there.
Should we go back?
Week out.
Should we go back? No.
We don't have time for that because Arsenal are soon going to play and we have other topics to get through. So let's move on to the next super chat here. Thank you, Adaj.
You don't want to hear
for the super chat here. Keep the channel alive, guys. Space Kid, I just subscribed to you with both of my channels. I think Sancho will be fine, but I got drag down Man United. And thank you, Space Kid, Space Kid. Thank you, Adaj, for the super chat. It really means a lot. Yes, trying to keep the channel alive. I'm gonna try and do more content during the week. It's just there's a lot going on. I've had some deaths in the family of recent, and it's just very hard to manage things and do things and work and do this. It's not easy, but I'm trying. We're all trying, and we will continue to keep things going. Make sure you tell your friends to come over and watch, and all the people that used to watch us that still watch have hope. Whenever you're there, you can just tell them to come down through and come and join us. But yeah, spam HH and tell them to come back. Tell them to come back.
I would love to have a conversation with him.
Get him back.
We will. I'm gonna speak to him. He owes me a favor. But yeah, thanks for that super chat. Let's see, is there any comments that I want to go with? Yeah, so let's move on from Sancho and Oli, because we got the Arsenal games coming up shortly. We can touch on this just quickly. Okay, maybe not. Why UFC? Thank you for the super chat. Why do people disrespect Zizou? He's far better manager than Conte and a better manager than Pep and Klopp.
Are we just going by you've won this trophy, so therefore you're better? Because if that's the case, then
thank you for the
then yeah, in the last 5 years, then yeah, he's better than anyone else because he's won the Champions League like more than anyone else in that same time period. So therefore he's better. But he's not, is he? He's not a better manager, and he's not.
How much times has he won the league during that time?
Twice.
Yeah.
Is it twice?
I know it's definitely once.
So he's a cup merchant then.
On this merchant shit. Let's talk about Salah.
Listen, I'm just saying it. Like, your league is your bread and butter. You need to be winning that. Yes, you won the Champions League, but you have to win your league. You have to.
3 times in a row, though. 3 times in a row, though. 3 times.
Yeah, I know, but that's the reason why. The thing is, yeah, that's the reason why no one really touches on the league thing with him, because he won the Champions League 3 times in a row. Yes, I give it to you, but the league has to be won. Like, you can't just forget about it and just focus Champions League. You have to go for your league. That's like, yes, you can be the best in Europe or wherever, but you have to be the best in your own country. Like, it just, no matter how many Champions League, a lot of people always going about, yeah, but I've won this much. Look at Liverpool. They've won 6 Champions Leagues. 6, right? And yet they get taken the mick out of because they never won the Premier League up until last season. Like, the league, you can't take the league out of it. Like, you can't. Like, Manchester City, obviously they say, oh yeah, you're not, they'll say you've never won a Champions League, but there's lots of clubs that haven't won a Champions League. They will win it eventually, but they don't. The league is the main thing. They've won the league.
Yeah,
it's like you have to win your league.
You gotta protect home. You can't protect your neighborhood, but can't protect home. I gotta protect home. What if intruders break into my house? What now? I have to protect home before I protect my neighborhood. That's how I've always seen it. Like, Gab, I actually right now, you're an Arsenal fan. With all due respect, no banter. Champions League or Premier League right now, what would you want for Arsenal?
Oh, well, we can't win the Champions League right now because we're not in it. But like, do you know what? Yeah, we've won league titles over the years, and like, I think our time came and went to attempt to win the Champions League. Everyone's saying, "Oh, we should have won it in 06." Yeah, probably should have. But then, really and truly, our moment passed 3 years before that when we should have won it. We should have won it around anywhere between 2001 and 2005. That's the time when we should have won it, and we didn't. So when we got to the final of 06, I felt that was, you know what? It's almost like a bit of a swan song. You've had your period of dominance and greatness and wonderful football, but then we got to the Champions League final in 08, 09. We had no right to be there then. we got to a Champions League quarterfinal in 10-11, and you think maybe we should be like that was we had a good balanced side then, but it weren't good enough to go on and do it. You know what I mean? Like if we got to that final and played against that Man United side or that a Barcelona side, we probably would have seen the highest scoring Champions League final in history because we had the right balance, but those teams were so far superior to us at that time because we'd gone way beyond the point when we should have been in the conversation. Do you know what I mean? So lots of things would have to change before Arsenal even dream of getting in it, let alone trying to win it.
Got a chat here. Edman says, Javon, you're saying you'd rather win a Prem over UC. I'm not trying to say I want to win anything over anything. What I was saying is you have to win at home also. Like you can't. It's you just have to. I'm not saying win Prems or win your league and never win the Champions League. That's not what I said. You have to win at home. You just have to. You got to, and that's what I was saying. But bearing in mind, like I said, I'm not taking anything away from Zizou. But if he does go to Manchester United, let's see what he can do. Like, the thing is, I'm not saying he didn't, but you have to win your league, and he's done well with that Real Madrid squad, and now they're rebuilding. Let's see how he does. Is he even still there? I'm not even too sure. He's there, right? Because I know he left and came back, and I don't know if he left again. Anyone know? Is he there?
Zizou's available, isn't he? Ancelotti's there.
No, he.
Oh yes, it's Ancelotti that's there. Yes, Ancelotti. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, so if he gets a job elsewhere, then yes, and he does it, then that's good. That's perfect. But until then, I'm not gonna say anything like he's like the world's greatest. Let me see you do it again with not. I'm not even gonna do this whole let me see you do it with a weaker team thing, like because that means nothing. Do it again when you get your new job, wherever it is, whether it be a big team, small team, whatever. Then then I'll be like, you know what, fantastic. But for now, I'll say he's a good manager, a great manager probably. But I don't know if I'll put him higher than Pep, Klopp, because I think they're the best managers right now.
I think they are as well.
They are the best. Hands down, they're the best. Like, I don't care. I know Zidane won 3 Champions League in a row, but these two are the best. They've given us one of the best title races.
Their teams play to entertain expansive football.
Their teams play good football. Like, both managers are brilliant. Like, they're great. So for me, those two are the best, and no one can come close to them at the moment. Anyone that tries to say that Tuchel or this person and that, there are shouts, but those two are the best.
Tuchel's a very
and like there'll be one season where I'll be like, oh, you know what, Klopp is better, and then there'll be one season where I'll be like, you know what, Pep is better. That's how good they are. I can't pick.
Well,
said Pep.
We should talk about Salah though, because
we will. Super chat here. Zizou won the league twice. How many does Klopp or Conte? How much times? Conte has won at Juve. He's won it with Chelsea. He's won it with Inter.
Yeah.
Let's not. Let's not. Let's really not. Because here we go now. Zizou wins the Champions League. Conte wins leagues where he goes. So personally, I would say I could potentially put them two on the same level.
No,
one wins it. One wins it in Europe, and one wins it domestically. For me, when in terms of achievements, obviously Zizou has more, but for me, it's like one wins it here and one wins it there. Like it's like one's cup, one's league. So I kind of will put them on, but I don't know. I would say they're greats, but I wouldn't put them in the top. Like let's be serious. Like if you're going to be giving anyone nicknames, it's Klopp and Pep that need to be given nicknames, because Zizou, it should just be Zidane, because he's not even up there with the greatest managers of Pep and Klopp. So please put some respect on Pep and Klopp's name. Give them some nicknames, because they are the real good managers right now. But wow, he's at the door. Plug out. Yeah, but yeah, that's my take on it. But yeah, if we want to move on to Salah, we can. So I'll hand it over to you.
Well, I know it's me. I was just saying we talk about it.
Yeah, hand it over to you. Yeah, talk about Salah. You guys, I've got nothing more to say. Salah is fantastic. He is brilliant. He has scored. Has he scored in every game now?
No, he's scored in his last 8 games on the spin.
Yep, like the guy is just on levels. He is on stuff this season. He's always been on stuff, and I personally think that I've slept on Liverpool this season. So the thing is, I said it will be a fluid front four. It will be a fluid four for the Prem in terms of Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City, and Chelsea. Yeah, so I think it's going to be fluid. So it can be like 1 week you'll be first, and the next week you could be fourth with like 1 point or something crazy like that. It can be something crazy like that. So I believe, but I thought that Liverpool would probably finish fourth, but not by like bare points, but just like maybe like 1 or 2. I didn't think that they'll be winners, but now I genuinely believe that they could go on and be winners. Like,
can we make this judgment after just 7 games though? 8 games.
What judgment?
Look, what you just said there, you know, can we
that Liverpool
can we now judge them like how they're playing now and how they've played in their last 8 games? Are we just going to say then that's them for the season?
No, but the thing is, the reason why I don't know where I stand with it, but I believe that I can stand to the point where I think Liverpool will be there at the end of the season and could potentially win it, is because they weren't playing like this last season. Last season, they completely fell off, and now it's back. And this is how they were playing 2 years ago and the other year when they didn't win it with 90 whatnot points. So I've seen Liverpool play well, and when they play well, they really play well for a long period of time. So I can only go by what I've seen. And if this is what I'm seeing, I think they'll be there till the end. Yeah. For me, I'm worried about Chelsea, the way how they're looking since Liverpool game. They haven't been looking the best, but we're getting the results. And I'm just hoping that something clicks, or something, because something needs to click, or else we're going to be left behind by Liverpool and Manchester City again, because they look ready and raring to go.
I'm trying to work
and City don't even have a striker.
Like you haven't played badly. I think the only performance that you could probably question for me was the second half against Brentford, but that's not Chelsea doing, that's Brentford doing. And it's about time that Brentford, they got their flowers, because everyone took the piss out of Arsenal for losing to them on the opening day of the season when we had injuries as well and COVID going through the squad. And not just that, Brentford are newly promoted. They're ready. They're hungry. The amount of newly promoted teams that come up and play against a big boy on opening day and give them problems, it happens more often than you think. And that's what happened. Arsenal are
more often to Arsenal.
No, it doesn't. Arsenal haven't lost against a newly promoted team for like 15 years. Do you know what I mean?
But Arsenal have a tendency to lose their opening game of the season.
No, they don't do that either. So
go check it. Go check it.
Go check it. You go check it.
I know. I have been to every Arsenal opening game when I used to do fan cams, and they've lost them all. Like, I don't understand. Since West Ham, Aston Villa, Liverpool, Brentford, it's there for the past, in the past 10 years. Arsenal has probably lost about 6-7 of those opening games.
No, they haven't lost 6 or 7. No, they've lost about 3 or 4. Oh my gosh!
Please go and check. Gav, go and check. Go and check.
Go anyway.
I don't need to. I've been to those games.
You're wrong, but anyway, going back to my point.
Staying on TV, taking the interviews. I've been there.
I've been at the games myself as well as a fan.
But I was there. So I was there, and I knew what the scores were.
Thank you.
Yes,
right.
You can.
So Brentford, yeah. Brentford, everyone's taking a piss out of Arsenal for all that sort of stuff that was going on there. They've since gone on and won 3 London derbies, like including that game, 3 London derbies. That's not easy. A brand new promoted side. They've also picked up a point against Liverpool, and then like put in a wonderful performance in the second half. In particular, they're in control of that game for periods as well. So this is not a Chelsea thing. This is people that need to put a bit more respect on Brentford. And we've seen it before with newly promoted sides. We saw it with Wolves, and Wolves were able to maintain themselves, fair play to them. But Sheffield United weren't able to do it. Hull weren't able to do it. Blackpool weren't able to do it in the second season. So we need to see if Brentford do maintain a nice, healthy mid-table finish, can they do it again next season? That's my argument. That's my point.
So I think that we should also look at the fact that is Chelsea's performance sustainable? Do you think that these results that you're getting, or these performances that are yielding these results, will be able to sustain? Because the real season starts now. We don't have international break till only God knows when. Do you, Jay, believe that the way you guys are playing right now, you guys could sustain that? Because I don't know, man. Mendy was he was looking like De Gea. You remember that year, Gav, when De Gea played against Arsenal? And then Jesse Lingard was Millie rocking in the corner like it was during the Jose Mourinho. That's how Mendy was looking. He looks unstoppable. His presence, it gives me shivers. Like, you're not getting past him. That's the confidence he has even instilled in me. And I'm a rival fan. So what do you think about that, Jay? Do you think that, my question to you is, despite these little lethargic performances, I guess, do you think that it's sustainable for the end of the year? And also, do you think that the team will perform a bit better? Because I haven't seen Lukaku score.
Yeah, Lukaku's a bit off form. That's the problem. It's Lukaku being off form is the problem, because last season we were steady and not scoring goals. We brought in Lukaku to fix that. And at the start of the season, we were scoring goals because Lukaku was scoring goals. And now Lukaku's not scoring it. We're back to how we were before. So for me, I think we're defensively sound. I'm not too worried about that. We don't look like we're all over the place. We've got a good strength and depth. I've seen Ruben Loftus-Cheek come in, look okay, look better than usual. You know, sometimes you just need that fresh something going on. And I think once Lukaku scores and gets into it, it's a different thing. That Brentford game is a tricky game. We have to give it to Brentford. What they do going forward, we'll see from there. But I expect things to happen. I expect some goals.
And one last thing I've noticed. So last year it was more so you were creating but you weren't finishing. This year is like the roles have been reversed. You can finish, but the lack of creation. And so I look at who's in that position. I look at Mason Mount, another English player that played a lot. He hasn't really been on form per se.
I think a lot of the English players haven't been on form since the World Cup.
To be fair,
a lot of them, Luke Shaw, Maguire, Sterling, Mason Mount, Sterling, they've all been
Pickford to an extent. Like, yeah, so we're not. I'm not gonna put it just on Mason Mount, but also I have to look at Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He looks like a fresher breath. He looks motivated, and he looks like he could be that saving grace for you guys this year. Important.
If he is, then fantastic. I'm all here for that. If that's the case, but like I said, there's a lot to think. Tuchel's got a lot on his plate to do to figure things out, get it working again. I think it will. I don't see Drogba. I don't see Lukaku disappearing like how Morata did, and how Werner didn't even begin. Like, I just hope that doesn't happen. In all honesty, I don't know what it is at this club with strikers and them never working out, apart from a couple of them. But I think he will get it right. It has to come right. The team isn't bad to not figure it out. I think Mason just needs rest. Kai Havertz, we're still yet to see something of him. Everyone that's twerking for him is a bit confusing because he hasn't really done anything well. Another player from the Bundesliga that's come through and been nothing to speak about. I'm questioning these people.
Final, just to win.
Yeah, apart from that, but yes, but I need that week in, week out. I don't want it like, come on, man. Like, he was free on goal. Like, Mason Mount did the work. Like, he's supposed to be creating, isn't he? I don't see it. Why is Kai Havertz not creating? Isn't that his job?
What's his best position? Because it confuses me.
I don't know. I don't know what his best position is, in all honesty. Back in the Bundesliga.
In a 4-2-3-1, you play him in the centre part of that three, or you play him up front and he would feed people in. That's what he would do.
Okay.
But like some leagues, some players
probably his best position is back at the Bundesliga. Take him back. Where's the receipt?
Oh wow, this guy. You are an adult. You gotta. I know you practice patience. Okay.
Some people suit certain leagues. That's the way it is. You know what I mean? And like, look at Hazard. Look how much he tore it up and twists at people in the Premier League, and it goes over to Spain, can't do it. Oh, but he's injured. I don't care. The Spanish league is not meant to be like the Spanish league is meant to be full of bums, isn't it? Playing against teams like Alaves and Osasuna every week. So
most definitely,
and can't turn it on
because Hazard was never good.
Oh, Hazard was never good. Right? Okay, cool.
Listen, I have always said that Hazard ain't world class. I've always said it, and everyone knows it. I got a lot of stick for it, and here we are. Over in Madrid, and he can't do it. The reason why he isn't world class, he just wasn't consistent enough. Yes, you got your hands on your head. Hazard is just not consistent enougs to be world class, in my opinion.
Consistent enough?
No, he wasn't. Look, let me explain. Oh, behave yourself.
No,
he comes into the Prem, he does well. He does well. He comes into the Premier League, he does well, right? Cool. And then the second season falls off. Then he comes back and then he falls off. Like, that's not consistent. You have to be the best, to be world class. You have to be good from season one up or whenever your first coming out season is up until, and that's it for me. Like, look at what's his name? Ronaldo, Messi. Do they have an off season and come back and have an off season and come back? No, they're consistently
never have a conversation. And you try to compare players and put those two in the conversation because those two are
no, but that's not. No, I'm not comparing them to them. I'm just comparing the consistency. All world class players, their consistency is on par. Lewandowski, consistency is always consistent.
He plays in the Bundesliga. It's not a very good league.
No, but I'm just saying he's consistent in that bad league. That's fine. But as long as you're consistent. It's consistency that matters. Well, Hazard is not consistent enough for me to be world class.
Most man of the match awards, like over.
Oh my gosh!
Anyone else?
Listen, you're not listening. I'm saying consistently from season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4.
Javon,
not season 1, season 5, season 7. We can't do that. We can't do that.
I have a good rebuttal to that. My rebuttal to that is, you want consistency with Hazard and within that system. Well, my rebuttal to that is, there hasn't been consistency in the manager coaching position for Chelsea, which he has had to adapt to, and yet he has still thrived and still been successful. So you also have to look at that part of it, because
and that's what I said. I'm not taking anything away. I believe he is. I'm not saying he's rubbish. I'm just saying, for me personally, Hazard, world class is here, and Hazard is here, and he's gone to Real Madrid and proved me. And everyone is just living off when he's put Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, what's his name, Coquelin on his butt. Everyone's just going back to that, and I'm like, come on, guys, man. Yes, Hazard was great, he was, but for me, he just wasn't. He was just the consistency for me. For me, it takes a lot for a player to be world class. For me,
so
the consistency has to be a part of it.
That means there's only 2 world-class players ever to play the game in our lifetime, and that's
no.
Who else is world-class?
World-class for me, Lee Wan, on the Messi and Ronaldo, obviously. Lee Wan,
No, Messi and Ronaldo are not part of this conversation. They don't exist.
Yeah, that's what I said. Apart from those, you got Liwan, Neymar. You have your
Neymar world class. Why would you put Neymar world class? I've got a question for that.
Neymar's world class.
Neymar has played less league games for PSG than Pedri played in all competitions last season.
Also, he lacks
Can you
consistency.
believe that?
He lacks consistency.
He
Like,
lacks.
if
He's a guy who
you're
lacks
gonna do the same thing
consistency.
with Hazard, you have to do the same thing with Neymar. But to be fair, Neymar still puts
Okay, so Neymar
the
is so Hazard is
Neymar's
better than
special.
Neymar. Hazard's better than Neymar.
I would have Hazard over Neymar all day. Yeah,
We're talking
every
about
day of the week.
consistency,
You
and
play-
if I'm able,
yeah.
we're talking about consistency, and
If
if I'm
we're talking about consistency, yeah, I'm a space kid, man.
so
Okay.
it now it's tight. It's tighter than you think it is. If we're talking about consistency, it's tighter than what you think it is because, for example, Neymar's not playing in this week's Champions League game already. Like he's not alongside with Sergio Ramos. What is going on with Sergio Ramos? What's going on?
Who
with him?
knows?
Isn't he injured? No.
He's injured. I saw him. They were playing against some Angars or something like that over in the French league. They won 2-1, but I saw him in the little booth. But I don't know what's going on.
I think
with
he's
him.
injured. Either that or he's collecting his paycheck. He went there just to get a paycheck.
Both things can be true in this lifetime. With that being said, though, I think that Neymar, the Hazard, it's closer than what people really think. Because I think Hazard, forget a Chelsea legend, I think he's a Premier League legend. He's with the likes of Company. He's with the likes of Kun Aguero. Like he's that guy. Like Hazard, to me, is that guy. End of story.
What about who else would you put in the world?
Salah's world class. I think Salah's world class.
Well, I think he is as well, but I was also one of the people that was also writing him off a little bit last season because Liverpool fans were writing him off last season and don't even try and lie behind the wall whatsoever because Liverpool fans, diehard Liverpool fans that I'm also seeing hosting spaces and like all that sort of thing there right now that are saying that what Salah deserves to win a Ballon d'Or. Don't see those sort of people telling me that Salah's not world class anymore. I should cash in on him last season. He's in
world class.
He is in form. He is in the form of his life. But then we also have to remember the difference between form of your life and world class is that there is a bit of a difference with that as well.
But Gab, I think we also have to separate the individual from the team sometimes because this is the same thing we do with Rashford over in the United. The team may be struggling as a whole, but that individual is thriving. Last year, if Liverpool don't have Salah, Liverpool don't make top 4. Simple. Period. End of discussion. We're not talking about it. Same thing with Rashford. The last 2 years, if we don't have Rashford, as much people slander him and slander him, if we don't have
that
Rashford,
never makes sense to me. Do you know how much abuse I got when I used to say that Rashford is better than Martial?
Honestly, Javern, it makes no
For me
sense.
personally, I've seen it. I've always seen. I was like, "What is the hype with Martial?" I don't think he's great. Oh, he's good trickery. I'm like, listen, Rashford is your best player. He's better than Martial. And now here we are, all the Martial FC people disrespecting. Jose knows what he's talking about. Martial's dead.
As football
and here
fans,
we are.
As football fans, I think we have to stop looking at what is the aesthetically pleasing thing on the pitch and just look at the fact of the matter.
Thank you.
Yes, I know it's not
That's
a
an
black
eye
and white
test.
sport. It's a gray sport.
Eye test.
But you can't Rashford's importance. People try to belittle Rashford's importance the same way they try to belittle Salah's importance. They are one. I'm not saying even Rashford is on the same level as Salah, but I'm saying the importance of what they bring to their team, yet still produce results. People have to respect that fact and keep it moving. It's as simple as that.
Yep, you're right. Because I'm telling you, boy, Martial is not the one. He's not. And I'm glad that it's finally being seen. And Salah is world class. That is what I mean by season after season. Salah has done it. Salah at Roma was bringing in numbers. He was. Go check back.
But he wasn't world class, though.
No. But he was. I never said he was world class, but I said it started when he was at Roma. His numbers was going up season after season. Comes to Liverpool, and he consistently done it for since the Roma, since when he started. That's what I mean by consistently. Once you start, you continue on that trend and you keep going. And Neymar has done that, and I don't think Hazard has done it. He's always been stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. And for me, that is why I cannot say he's world class, because if I'm gonna go by that, I can't say that. Like people throw around world class way too easily, and Hazard is not that. He's a top player. He's a fantastic player. He's a brilliant player, but he's not world class. He can be if he can figure it out, but it's too late now because age is against you. But he is not world class in my books because of that. When you put him against other people that have had seasons where they've had their breakthrough and then they keep going up and up and up, that is what world class is to me. Okay. And Salah is that. And everyone always has this Salah versus Hazard. And Salah has bought the Champions League to Liverpool. I know they've had it already. They could have potentially had 2 if it weren't for Ramos busting up Salah's arm. Like they could have, but obviously we don't do with if, buts, and maybes. But he's bought them a league which they've never had, and the Champions League. Hazard bought to Chelsea some fantastic, good-looking eye test football.
Premier Leagues,
and the Premier League, which
FA
we've
Cups,
had, but
Europa League.
But I'm trying to say, what, like you said, the importance. Salah has went to Liverpool and has won them the league and the Champions League. Brought Liverpool out of nothing. Chelsea had just won the Europa League. Sorry, the Champions League. Hazard comes in, no Champions Leagues while he was there. He's gone, and now we've won the Champions League again without him.
I mean, I guess it's
and as I'm trying to say, you need to. And Salah came and bought the things that Liverpool needed. Chelsea already had Chelsea already had Premier Leagues, FA Cups before Hazard. He came and we won more of them. Yes, I'm not taking that away. I'm not taking it away. But I'm saying, as a great and you're world class, you have to be able to drag. And I don't think Hazard has ever dragged Chelsea in the Champions League. If we look at Hazard's Champions League stats, they are awful anyway. Please go and look at them and embrace us.
For the number of goals and assists that he get.
No, but I'm talking. I said in the Champions League. I'm not talking about the Prem. I'm talking about the Champions League here.
So am I.
He hasn't got a good record in the Champions League. He hasn't.
So, is it his fault that he would dance through every man, put it on a plate for people, and they sky it over the bar? That's not his fault.
Here we go.
It's
here
true.
We go. Okay.
How many times have you seen it?
I just think we're gonna have to agree to disagree. I mean, and we tend to do this. Obviously, Javern, we're not going to tell you. I guarantee you watch more Chelsea games than we do, for the simple fact that it's your squad. So you see the things indifferently, just like Gav does with Arsenal, just like I do with Man United.
Yes.
So I will take.
There's not a game I miss, Space Kid. I'll watch every team.
Okay.
I'll literally watch every team. I'll probably watch Arsenal. I'll probably watch Chelsea and Man United as much as watch Arsenal.
Here we go.
I'm a stats merchant. How about stats merchant? Do you ever see me talking about stats?
Not you. I said so. No, I'm a stats merchant now.
I ain't got the chat open. Sorry. I was say, how am I a stats merchant? Come off it, man. I'm not about that. I watch games.
I'm a football merchant. You guys see things in black and white. You guys not you, but the guys in the chat, it's either you're a stat merchant or this. You can't be this and that. It doesn't work like that. Everything is a part of it. It's a whole picture.
Yeah.
I have to look at all of that. Just because you guys, you need to understand, it's not all about the eye test. The eye test doesn't win you everything. It wins your heart and it makes you excited. But if nothing happens from it, what does that mean? I need everything. I need the end product. I need you don't even need to look good. As long as there's trophies and goals, that's what matters to me. Because that's what gets you the stuff. Yeah. Winning. No one's gonna remember you for being beautifully on the pitch when you won nothing. It means nothing.
No, you do. That's the worst thing about it. It's the kids nowadays that are always banging on about this sort of stuff because they don't appreciate people like Alan Shearer. When it's like Alan Shearer, the highest ever goal scorer in Premier League history, and people were like, yeah, but he won the Premier League once, so didn't he? That's irrelevant. That is completely irrelevant to the player that he was. Things like that really piss me off.
Separate team
That's what I'm saying.
achievements
I
from
hate it.
player achievements. They're
I hate-
mutually exclusive. Sometimes they do come together, but just sometimes you also gotta separate it at that too. So I don't want to we
Yeah.
have to appreciate our current players that do express art. Like Neymar, I appreciate him. Jack Grealish, I appreciate him because I need that flair. I need that artistic ability. At the end of the day, it's about expressing yourself. That's what my manager used to say, Sir Alex Ferguson. Go out there and express yourself, but do it in a way that it's helping the team rather than hurting the team. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway,
Yeah, and that's right. And that,
I need to shoot because the game's on. I'm already missing it.
yeah,
Chat about it afterwards.
It's
Four
true, it's
defeats
true.
in the last 4 defeats in the last decade on opening day for
Arsenal's
Arsenal.
winning at the moment, no?
6.
1-0, right?
Yeah, but not the 6 that you claim. I said 3 or 4. I said 3 or 4, and it's actually 4
Sorry,
in
what?
the last decade that Arsenal lost on opening day.
That was being petty.
Yeah, I'm just proving a point. I'm gonna run. So I'll leave you guys to finish up. Catch you all soon.
Yeah, we're finishing up now anyway. But yeah, thank you for joining us, Gav. Thanks, Space Kid, as well for joining. Thank you all as well in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And we will see you all very, very soon. Peace.
All right, that was a good show.